Yes, thank you. Senate Bill 635 would increase the frozen account given to people who are incarcerated at the ACI. This is an account that they cannot access while they are in the ACI. It is available to them once they are released. The purpose of this bill is increase that frozen account from $1,000. As written, it says $2,000, but when speaking with the advocates from DARE, we are going to make a request to increase that number to $3,500. The purpose of that frozen account is to be accessed upon release, so they can do things like pay for rent, pay for a car payment, and readjust to their communities. One of the proven ways to prevent prison recidivism is to make sure that folks have stable housing, have access to health care, and feel as if they're integrated into their communities. Having a safety net of money upon their exit will make sure that folks have access to that stability and those supports within their communities, and will also help us to decrease prison recidivism rates in our state. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the sponsor? I do not see any. Thank you so much, Senator Mack. We'll go back to finish the public testimony on Senator Mack's Senate Bill 635. We have Stephen Brown, who is in support, not testifying. We have Joel Santana, Anusha Ellis, and William Ellis. I apologize if I messed up anybody's name, but if I called you, you're welcome to come forward. And then I also have Juan Turbides. Welcome to the committee. And if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, you can go ahead with your testimony.
Do you want me to go for the, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Just make sure the button is up so that we can hear you and Capital TV can hear you as well.
Okay,
Up.
sorry.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Now?
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, so we've been in touch with Senator Mack about this bill because...
I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but could you introduce yourself for the record? Thank you.
Anusha Ellis, sorry,
you.
and I'm here with Direct Action for Rights and Equality. I'm a staff organizer there.
Thank you.
So, yes, we've been in touch with Senator Mack about this bill because we've been talking to her and to folks over at RIDOC as well about raising the minimum wages for folks at the ACI. So right now, people are making 50 cents a day if they have access to a job. The maximum that people can get paid is $3 a day. So that's slave wages. There's really just no justification for something like that happening in 2023. And so raising the cap on the frozen account goes hand in hand with raising the wages. So in order for people to be able to raise wages, for RIDOC to raise wages, and for people to be able to make more money, we also need to raise the cap on the frozen account because 25% of all the wages people make goes into the frozen account. So that's the first piece of it. The second piece of it, which both of my colleagues are going to talk more about this, but it's impossible to, if $1,000 is the cap on the amount of money that you can have saved up when you come out of prison, thinking about all the things that Mr. Costa was talking about as well, like the cost of rent, the cost of living, the cost of groceries, like it's just not viable for people. And we're basically setting people up to fail. Like you can't make a living, you can't fix your car, you can't get your license reinstated. Like there's just any number of expenses when you come out, and $1,000 is just not going to cut it for people. So that's pretty much all I have to say, and I'll pass it to Will.
Thank you. Are there any questions for this witness? All right, I do not see any. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is William Ellis. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, my name is William Ellis, and I'm just gonna piggyback off of what Anusha just said. I believe some of these bills was passed like way before what we have that's in stone today, as far as like wages for like their landlords, what they're telling you what it is, and then like just food prices alone. Eggs is like what, $7 for a carton of eggs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to keep up to what society is today from what the wages what they have on hand for. That was probably from like, I don't even know. I can't even recall when this was delegated out for like what, $1,000 for the cap, or $3,500 for the cap.
We're trying to raise it.
It's 35. So 1,000 ain't like, what's that supposed to? What's supposed to accomplish with that? Like, what can you get with that anywhere? Like, the most I could say, like, I don't even think 3,500 is enough. But if we could start somewhere, and if that could help, like, I don't know. Like when I got out, like the $1,000 was even nothing. When I first got out, it was like everything they try to hit us over the voucher for the buses and the passes, everything just went so fast. Like, it wasn't even a month before I was finished without, like, anything to show for it. Like, I didn't have anything to show for it after. So, like I said, 3,500 is still not enough, but I think it would start somewhere, you know? And why not? But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments for this witness? All right, seeing none. Welcome to the committee. If you want to introduce yourself, you can go ahead.
Hi, my name is Juan Turbides. I also work at DARE. I just want to say I just got released 3 years ago where I was getting paid. It started at 50 cents a day, and you have to put in a slip to get a raise, and they only give you a raise 50 cents. And the max I was making, I was reported, was $2. And so when I got out, it wasn't enough for nothing. It wasn't enough for nothing. And on top of that, I owed like $7,000 in court fines and fees. So it's just like, how, you know? Sure. So 50 cents, that's slave wages. I think it definitely should go up to $5 a day. 50 cents is just, it's crazy. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
But can I just can I ask y'all, when was that like set in, like, to make?
So I think you can follow up with the bill sponsor to have those conversations, but the way the committee is set up is for us to ask questions of the witnesses and for you to provide your expertise and testimony to us.
Respect.
But appreciate you coming in and sharing your experiences with us. Are there any questions for these witnesses? I do not see any. Thank you all for your testimony. Appreciate it. Is there anyone else who's here to testify on Senate Bill 635?
Can I testify even though I didn't sign up?
Yep, you can. Yep, go ahead and come on up and just give us your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Melanie Perez, and I am a co-organizer also with DARE. My son right now is serving 24 years plus life, and even with inflation right now, I think for the cap to be put up to $3,500, that at least buys him a few weeks of income or saved income where he could be working and then transition into the community better, because it will allow him to have those 2 weeks, because obviously when you start a job, they hold back the first paycheck. So then it might even be 3 weeks to 5 weeks before he sees a paycheck. So I think with the cap going up to $3,500, and I do agree with Will when he said I don't even think that's enough, because it needs to reflect the inflation that's happening across the country, because it has to be enough to have him survive. I don't know if I'm going to be even alive when he's out. So I'm not going to be able to take care of him. So he needs to have the most amount of money possible to get an apartment, to get food, clothes, and support himself for enough time for him to gain enough income to keep sustaining a normal life and becoming a productive member of society again. So I am definitely in favor of this bill, and hopefully in the future I do wish to see the cap go higher. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions for this witness? All right, I don't see any. That does conclude the public testimony on Senate Bill 635. I'd entertain a motion to hold 635 for further study, moved by Senator Lombardi, seconded by Senator McKinney. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And 635 is held for further study.